Welcome to our 2020 Bond Wilson Technical Center Preview Day. This will be our virtual presentation that we're recording for the benefit of those interested in attending Bond Wilson for the 2020 and 21 school year. My name is Brian Dowdy. I am the academic advisor for the Bond Wilson Technical Center, and I will be the host for today's event. So we're going to give you a little bit of the format of what's happening today and how we're going to guide you through this virtual tour. After we conclude by going through our presentation, our principal, Mr. McMinn, will also speak to you. And then we'll post this recording on our website at the address that'll be shown to you at the end. So a little more on today's format. I'll introduce the event and I'll be your host. We will then have some teacher introductions. Each teacher will go through and give virtual tours of the courses that they teach. And they might also show you a little bit of our facilities so you can see some of our modern equipment. Finally, our beloved principal, Mr. Milo McMinn, will give a short presentation at the end to wrap up all of our remarks. A little bit more about Bond Wilson Technical Center. We are industry-based learning. We want to give students courses that can directly lead to a career upon the completion of high school. We offer numerous dual credit courses so that students are receiving college credits while completing high school. We are definitely a hands-on institution and believe that learning is accelerated by doing. We replace a student's elective courses at their base high school by incorporating the offerings of our school, which we'll present to you today. Students will still be allowed to participate in athletics and activities at their base high school while still benefiting from the Bond Wilson Technical Center. Let me introduce you now to our first guest, Mr. Travis CLARY, who teaches our Navajo government class, all of our construction courses, as well as a conceptual design class. So now, without further ado, let's hear from Mr. CLARY himself.
Hey, welcome to the Bond Wilson Technical Center Preview Day. You probably clicked on this link because you probably want to know, most likely, what's going on in the construction industry, the construction pathway at Bond Wilson Technical Center. Just want to give you a heads up. I am Mr. CLARY. I'm going to throw up my PowerPoint now, give you a little bit of information on what we do in the construction pathway. I also teach Navajo government, so you'll get a little bit of that as well. All right. Hopefully I get this right, which I think I will. There you go. There is my screen. All right, I'm going to ask something everybody always asks. In a meeting like this, in a video like this, can you see my screen? I bet you can. Really think you can. So here is a quick introduction about me. Like I said, I'm Mr. CLARY. There's a picture of me on the right, throwing up some strongman stuff. That's a little dumbbell, 110 pounds. All right, left side, bottom left. Let's take a look at that. I teach Navajo government. I teach conceptual design, construction, and I also coach Kirtland Central eSports at Bond Wilson Technical Center. All right, so let's move into Navajo government. First thing I teach. Where are we at here? Here we go. So, wait a minute. Let's take a look at my classroom before we get into Navajo government. My bad. So, looking at my classroom here, just like any other classroom, you see carpet, you see walls, you see a ceiling. You also see TV in the background, some gaming chairs. What you'll also notice is we sit in two areas. Now, these are not groups. We sit at conference tables in my classroom. Conference tables because here at Bond Wilson, you're going to make some impacts in the world. You're going to make an impact in the world. You're going to make some changes in the world. And to do that, that means more than likely, you're going to end up finding yourself seated at a conference table. Well, I don't want that to be your first time. So your first time is going to be in my classroom. We're going to sit at conference tables, and we're going to carry our business about in a similar manner within the class, because you're going to make an impact in this world. All right. Now we move into Navajo government. Navajo government is a dual credit class. All right, that means you get high school credit. You also get college credit for it through NTU, Navajo Technical University. So what we have here is some bumper sticker students made. What I cover is the political structure, not just current political structure, but I go all the way back to the early parts of Navajo history and the emergent stories in the archaeological evidence of the arrival of Navajos into the American Southwest, and we examine political structures. We look at things that may shift or adjust or change that political structure. We look at influences, and then we kind of move through history, looking at how it shifts and morphs into the current Navajo structure that we know today, or the government structure that we know today. So that's what some of these bumper stickers display here in the fifth. Next thing we have is we worked on a project of we examined Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, and we looked at those movie posters. And so after we finished our module of the emergent stories of political structures within the emergent stories, we created our own Avengers, emergent movie poster. So that's what we have here. The other part about Navajo government is it's online. I keep it online in the Edmodo format in the last few semesters because ultimately many of us taking an online class is really, really new. So within my class, what we do is we work through ways on how to comment on other people's work, how to do your assignments. There's a lot of things you would confront in college in terms of taking a Blackboard class or a Canvas class or in those formats. So it's nothing new when you get there. All right, so that's what we cover in Navajo government. As we move into the next class that I teach conceptual design. This is our Wednesday class. On the left side, you'll see a doghouse hogan that the students built. On the right side, you'll see the previous semester that we worked on designing your own dream home. And so we see these two different projects, two radically different projects there in conceptual design. We see the drawing on the right, the sketches, one of the final sketches for this home, and then the actual final build for this home on the left side. So we begin with what it is to design at the start of the semester, and we build up something like this, using those tools on what it is to design spaces and utilize spaces. As we go into this, another problem we solved was then this semester we designed chairs and built the chairs actually, used the construction class to help us build chairs, but there was a problem. What problem are you looking to solve with your chair? So on the right side, we see, I want a chair that's environmentally friendly, that leaves a very, very small environmental footprint. So they went with repurposed materials. These are all repurposed materials and built a lounge chair. In the middle, what we see is a take on a Viking chair, but this is, I want to build like sort of a minimalist chair in how as few materials as possible. All right, and so those are a couple of examples we see. The chair on the back is one that's pretty unique based off of the TED Talk, How Your Mind Operates, based on its relationship, its relation distance to the ceiling. And so that's what that one in the back is about. As we move a little bit farther, you can see some pictures of the process of designing this doghouse hogan. Ultimately, this doghouse hogan was designed by the students from a bunch of basically scrap materials we had laying around. That's basically, I said, this is what you have to work with. Let's build a doghouse. What kind are we going to build? And for the Shiprock Parade, we ended up giving this away to a lucky social media follower. As we go, here's the floats, the two floats we had. The conceptual design students and construction students helped design this and helped build this. So some projects we see, you can see, obviously we're in conceptual design and construction. We're pretty hands-on in a lot of things that we do. I have this image up because this is the game Snake. We probably all played it at one point in time. Basically, the goal of this is this green line goes and it faces this red dot here, and the snake gets bigger. So this student took this ball and built a doghouse out of it. Built a cute doghouse based on the snake idea. So conceptual design. Another project was this log doghouse. The log house. And the task was, as you're building this, you're supposed to have one color that's the common theme between all the doghouses, and that's the color blue, the Barn Wilson blue. All right, and so we see this log cabin doghouse. Pretty cool idea. Let me go to the next slide. We get into residential construction here. Residential construction, we're obviously pretty hands-on. We've got an amazing wood lab, very, very new material, or new tools in there for us to use, some very nice tools. And so on the right side, what we have is we work through a construction module. Now, residential construction, this is not necessarily based off of like a craft class or a hobby class where we're building little intricate things, but what we're doing is we're doing things that are relevant to the construction industry. Me coming from my dad and I having our own construction company, this was a perfect fit to teach something like this. So NCU also has a construction program that you can move through and graduate in. So with this, we worked on a concrete module here on the right. Students are pouring concrete slab. On the left side, we worked on designing and constructing accent walls within an existing space. So we used a wall in the wood flat that we built. We sanded, stained, finished, and installed all these wood panels to develop an accent wall. Here we are. We were working in this concrete module. We're working on the strength of concrete and based on, is it stronger if we put rebar in it, without rebar? What about more water, less water? We did things like that. And then we also colored it just to have fun with it. But we ultimately used those concrete slabs to make concrete coffee tabletops. So they built wood bases and had their own coffee tabletops. And like you can place them over here. Here's another one with we got new carpet at Vaughan Wilson. So the problem occurs anytime you get new flooring in the home. Many times the doors don't shut anymore, and so you have to resize the door. You have to adjust it. And so we went through, spent a class session on how to resize, rebore, remortise doors, and go through and do all this. So we went through and resized, rebore, remortise several doors around Vaughan Wilson. This picture here, we see we're working on Vaughan Wilson is a school that participates in Skills USA. So we're prepping for this Skills USA contest from previous contests. So they're designing. Students called it this Chay's office. We went through this framing module of how we frame up walls, how we frame up floors, and work through this because ultimately this is going to be part of the Skills USA challenge. So they're prepping for it. All right, now we move into the accent wall. You can see, saw pictures of this before. This is just a little bit more. You can see the progress of this wall going up. And then we have the final wall. When it's fully complete, fully changes the space. So they learn how to decide what colors to use, what colors would be best. Because most of the time it's not simply, oh, this color looks great. So we went over and examined a lot of those things. What would work best in a space like this? Milo loved it so much, he says, Mr. Clary, cover those clouds. So we went through and covered these clouds with the same process. Students really love this. We went through and finished. You can see from left to right, we put up this entire wall. Just did an amazing job with this. But you can see, you can carry on into your own home once you learn these skills here at Vaughan Wilson. Now, on the left side, we had an awesome donation of a couple big red toolboxes to hold a lot of our tools. So here's students posing with that. On the right side, this is a great one. In the fall of 2019, our construction students went to NCU Skills Fest and competed in the construction competition. And guess what? We went home with first place. So Vaughan Wilson construction students, great job. Future Vaughan Wilson construction students, there you go. Look at the possibilities Vaughan Wilson offers, not just simply sitting at the desk. Now, I got to throw this up in there because I am also the Kirtland Central esports coach. We don't practice or game at Kirtland Central, but the computer lab is at Vaughan Wilson. So you can see on the left side, their awesome logo for Kirtland Central esports. On the right side, current students. And then on the bottom, you see League of Legends, Smite, and Rocket League. Those are the three games we participate in through the NMAA as an activity. Heads up, our first year as an esports team, we went to the state championship, competed in Smite. So if you're interested in construction, you can hit me up. If you're interested in being a part of Vaughan Wilson, we've got Google Forms up. You can go to the Vaughan Wilson website, check it out. If you're interested in esports, hit me up. You can find me around. So I have this last image. I'm a Carl fan. Some of these words of Anchorman. Stay classy and enroll at Vaughan Wilson because ultimately, we'd love to have you here. Thank you, guys. Talk to you later. Hope you go and fill out, visit the website, vaughanwilson.org. Everything's up there.
Thank you, Mr. Clary. Stay classy yourself. Now we'll move on to Mr. Leonard Guillory, who is our welding instructor. Mr. Guillory has decades of experience. I don't want to reveal his age, but he is a wonderful teacher with lots of experience in the welding industry and a lot to offer our school. We're very fortunate to have someone with so much experience under their belt. So without further ado, let's hear from Mr. Guillory.
Welcome to Welding's Fundamentals. I am Leonard Guillory. I am the welding instructor here at Bond Wilson Technical Center. I teach the welding class. I'd like to introduce you to the welding program here. In today's society, right now, currently, there are over 1 million available welding jobs in the country. And we would like to introduce you to welding, make you aware of the careers that are available. During the course, you will learn safe welding practices, as well as how to read welding blueprints, how to set up welding machines, how to complete the welding process, and be able to fabricate and build stuff. I'd like to kind of walk you around and show you the weld lab as well as the classroom. This is our classroom. You will learn in this program, you will learn how to read welding blueprints. This is our classroom. We meet in here, have a short bookwork program going on, and then we move across the hallway into the weld lab. Weld lab is a place that we perform most of the weld functions. This is our weld lab. As you can see, we have lots of weld equipment. We are currently pretty much set up for any weld processes that we're doing. In this program, you will learn how to do basic welding and how to utilize all the welding machines and processes in this weld lab. Safety is a big thing in this program. Welding is a hazardous hobby or profession, and so safety is a large percentage of what we talk about. We talk safety every day. Just to kind of show you some of the things that the weld students did from the last semester and from this semester. Here's a few things on the table that they constructed. As you can see, we have lots of fun in the weld lab. Lots of instructional time, lots of time spent in the weld booth, learning the weld processes, and I hope to pique your interest a little bit. And if you're interested in getting into the weld program, you should talk to your counselor, and we can get you signed up. This is a dual credit class. You can gain college credit through NTU in this program, which is a big plus and save you lots of money in the long run. I hope that in this coming year that we are kind of back to normal, and that we can spend more time in the weld lab. This semester has been kind of different for everybody during this pandemic. Welding is considered one of the essential employment opportunities. Welders are actually working when a lot of people are not. So, this is a very viable career for those that are interested. I hope to see you in the fall. Please talk to your counselor if you're interested. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Guillory. He didn't mention this, but our welding pathway offers numerous courses that are also dual credit courses. So you'll be ready for a career in an apprenticeship, and you'll also have several college courses under your belt if you would like to get some degrees and certifications along the way. Next, we have Mr. Norman LARIVEE. Mr. LARIVEE is our psychology teacher, and he is one of the few in the state, the only one that we know of, that teaches dual credit psychology classes, which is a requirement for almost any degree in college. He's also over our robotics division, and he works in our aerospace manufacturing course also as well. So let's hear what Mr. LARIVEE has to say.
Hi, I'm Mr. LARIVEE. Welcome to my mechatronics presentation. I just want to go over a little bit of what we do with robotics. But mechatronics is combines three fields of discipline. We combine electronics, we combine mechanical devices, and we combine programming all into one. And robotics is a great example of mechatronics. So if you're interested in our program, we do the Lego robotics. If you notice the top corners of the screen, you'll see 2 Lego robotics projects that we made. But if you look at the bottom, you'll see this contraption with all these electrical devices in it, microcontrollers, motor drivers, all kinds of stuff in there. And so we do Legos, but we move out of that and do all kinds of stuff so you can create anything you want. If you look at the top picture, that little Santa Claus up there at the top, well, that little Santa Claus has 2 eyes, and those aren't really eyes, they're ultrasonic sensors. And those ultrasonic sensors can detect objects that are in front of it, and they can make decisions. You're gonna have to program it. So there's a lot in mechatronics. You gotta know electronics, you gotta know mechanical engineering, and you've gotta know how to program. Let's go to our next slide here. In this slide, I kind of give you an idea of what's involved with mechatronics, what's involved with you're going to take robotics, okay? You're going to have to know, you can see in the left-hand corner, programming, that you got to program these devices. You got to design these devices, so you have computer drawings, so you can see that at the top again. We have a 3D printer. We're working with cardboard, we're working with wood, we're working with plastic, we're working with metal. All this is combined together to create your robots. You're going to have to know how to work gears, how gears come together. So there's the mechanical piece of it. You're going to have to know the electronics, because there's a lot of electronics involved. And at some point, if you get to the higher levels of robotics, we're going to try to get to artificial intelligence. So ultimately, we want our robots to be able to think for themselves a little bit. Okay, in our third screen here, as you can see in the middle, I have all these hands coming together. That's the way we like to work. We have robotic 1, robotics 2, robotics 3, robotics 4. We're in this huge room, about 3 sizes of a regular classroom, and we work together. So we have myself, Mr. LARIVEE, we have Mr. Siskowski. I'm sorry you can't see his name there in my picture there, but he's also with me. He's has his degree in chemical engineering from New Mexico State University. He's also worked for NASA, so he's actually knows his engineering. He's an actual engineer. Myself, I'm a math teacher, a science teacher. I have a hobby, is my electronics robotics. That's my hobby. But together we work very well. And it's not just us, it's all the students coming together, helping each other out. So we're in this big room, we're all taking robotics. You may be level 1, or you may be level 3 or 4, but you can get help whenever you need. So it's a nice environment. It's a lot of fun. You're going to learn a lot. This last slide I want to show you is Skills USA competitions. We have a lot of fun competing too. So we build these robots. Now this particular robot has to be next technology. You can't build it with anything. You have to use their stuff. But we do. And you can design it any way you want, but you have to use their stuff. And so as you can see in the upper left-hand corner, the actual competition, you've got robots competing. They're all on this environment. On the bottom there, you see this all the little cubes and everything. You got to pick up these cubes. You got to put them in the corner. Your respective corners. You're competing. You're blocking each other's route to get to the corners. It's a lot of fun. these things are big. As you can see in the middle picture, these blocks are about 6 inches by 6 inches by 6 inches. And you got to pick them up. You've got to move them around. You got to stack them. It's a lot of fun. It's good competition. So we do this locally, and then we go to Albuquerque to do it for the state. So that's skills competition that we'll be doing every year, I assume. And that's it. That's my presentation. I hope you can join us. It's a lot of fun. It's a great time. I'm telling you, you learn a lot, and you don't even know it. We don't test. We never give quizzes or anything like that. It's all hands-on. Know your projects, you program those things, and we compete at everything else. So anyhow, that's mechatronics, that's robotics, and I hope you enjoyed this presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. LARIVEE. So you got blue-collar workers who were the construction force, the hands-on guys out in the field and welders. You got the white-collar workers who are your doctors, lawyers, administration. And now we have the gold-collar workers, which are mechatronics. We have computer engineering, robotics, and all types of automation. Miss Talk is our next teacher who's up, Miss Athena Talk, and she does our computer science, which goes hand in hand with a lot of stuff Mr. LARIVEE was just talking about. She is also our 21st Century Employability School teacher, which is a wonderful class that every student gets to take. It is a class that'll teach you how to do many things that will help you find a job, get a job, and keep a job. So that's a great class that we offer. And she's also our Student Senate teacher, which we have voting on through the student body population, and we generate some leaders for our Bond Wilson Technical Center community. So now let's see Miss Talk's presentation. All right, thank you, Miss Talk. You can see that there's a lot of different things we have to offer there, and we're grateful to have her along on our staff. Up next is Chef JDK, Mr. JD Kinlachini. He is our culinary arts teacher, and he is over that track that teaches you many skills such as cooking, baking, and a variety of methods to do so safely. So let's hear from Chef Kinlachini.
My name is JD Kinlachini. Everybody else calls me Chef JDK, or you can call me Chef. I am the culinary arts and professional baking teacher with Von Wilson Technical Center under Central Consolidated School District. So I welcome you guys. Hopefully you guys will enjoy my PowerPoint, and maybe I'll be missing up here and there. So yeah. So a little bit about myself. I went to Monument Valley High School, graduated back in 2015, and went to Navajo Technical University, got my associates in culinary arts, commercial baking back in 2015, and got my certificates in Serve Safe, chef certification, and also ACF, American Culinary Federation. So what I'll be teaching, general courses will be food safety, sanitation, nutrition, and culinary arts courses. The professional cooking basics, culinary arts seminar, and professional baking courses will be baking basics with Von Wilson. So the general courses, food safety, sanitation. This class will teach you what to do and not to do in the kitchen, highlights bacteria, virus, and hot stoves. Nutrition, you'll be learning the nutritional value about food, what you like and don't like, highlights, vitamins, relationships to food, under certification, online learning. Culinary arts courses and professional cooking basics, you will learn the importance of kitchen etiquette, understanding recipes, the techniques of knife cuts, highlights, good beef, yelling, knife in the kitchen. In culinary arts seminar, this class is very special to me just because you get to learn the importance of indigenous foods. Highlights would be what is Chief Chin and how to cook it. Highlights include fancy baking equipment, the importance of flour, and of course, cookies. Demonstration of sauteing and mangoes, also what I like to do in the kitchen. So hopefully this would spark an interest in culinary arts and professional baking. So why should you choose culinary arts or baking? We are really needed in this world. Our professional organization, understanding of recipes, our knowledge of food in this world is really, really are needed in this world, down to a elementary school cook to working in Disney World or out in this world. It's a professional and career that you could have. I really think that's the best why I chose culinary arts and baking. Just like, for example, Chieftains, you are leaders. Skyhawks, you guys are wise. Phoenix, you are powerful. Broncos, you are strong. Just putting those all together and understanding where you guys come from, the schools that you represent, that you could be a change in this world, a change in your career, and just being who you are and expressing that through food, I think is the best thing that you could ever do. And to inspire somebody with food is the best feeling ever. And to see the expression and feelings that we get to have after it is really awesome, I think, as me as a chef and pursuing the culinary world. So I really hope you guys enjoyed my PowerPoint. I did as I could do, but I just really hope you guys would choose culinary arts or baking. And it's really fun to really do that, to change somebody, to see the expressions that you could do through food is very awesome. So I hope you guys enjoyed. So I'm saying that, yeah, thank you for maybe choosing culinary arts or baking. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Chef JDK. It's pretty cool. One thing we enjoy at Bond Wilson is Mr. Clary talked about it a little bit in his, that our students make things that you actually see around our campus. So we have tables, we're gonna have different things welded, we have the mechatronics kids doing different stuff, and we have the culinary arts class that contributes to all our waistlines. So we're always grateful when they're in there cooking up a storm, because they always have some leftovers that put out in front for the rest of the student body and staff. So it's an enjoyable class. If you like cooking, that's a good one to take. Up next is Miss Harper Howard. Miss Howard comes to us from Washington originally, and she's our new media teacher. She teaches you how to post, blog, and do some different social media things that are not only fun for you as students, but also can be used as a skill when you hit the workforce. She also, excuse me, she also teaches our college success class, which gives you different strategies on how to succeed in college, how to be a better student, and how to study better. And finally, we have the opportunity to have someone who studied abroad for a few years in Japan, and she teaches our Japanese class that talks about literature and culture and different things Japanese. So that's also a pretty intriguing class that you don't get everywhere else. So let's hear from Miss Howard.
Hi everyone, my name is Miss Howard and I teach 3 different classes at Bond Wilson Technical Center. I teach new media, university prep, and Japanese. New media is a really fun class. We get to do a lot of different types of things. We definitely dress up. One of our main things is we write articles and students get to publish those articles to our school website. But more than that, the class is super creative. Students get to make movies. You can see we've got a lot of students wearing our mascot, our Bigfoot costume. But we also are working on podcasts. So students get to use the Bond Wilson microphones to write and produce their own podcasts, which we'll get to work on again next year. We do a lot of different things in university prep as well. I'd say one of the main goals of university prep is just taking the time to figure out, as high school students, what you want to do after graduating high school. And I know for a lot of students, that might be college or university, but it might also be a career. So in that class, we focus on both of those things. We do a lot of hands-on projects, like you can see from this video clip. In it, students are collaging and drawing, working to put together their vision boards to demonstrate what they want to do after high school. Another big component of this class is we make an effort to take field trips. So last year we took a field trip to Navajo Technical University, and we also took a field trip to the University of New Mexico in Albuquerque. The previous year, we got to take a field trip to Northern Arizona University. So we're really trying to get you all out on college campuses so you can see what it's really like. Japanese is probably one of my very favorite classes to teach. We get to do a lot of things in Japanese. You'll learn basic greetings. You'll actually learn how to read and write Japanese. But we'll also get to do a bunch of art projects. We're going to do Halloween door decorating competitions. And of course, we'll get to make sushi. So maybe you're wondering now, why Bond Wilson? Personally, I have a lot of different reasons, but I'll just share a few of those reasons with you today. One, Bond Wilson has very, very small class sizes. So compared to your typical high school classroom with 20 to 30 students, our classes are a lot smaller than that, which means we can give you the individual attention that you need to succeed, especially in our classes where you're getting college credit at the same time as high school credit. So some of those classes are a little bit more challenging, but I think you're supported well by the staff at Bond Wilson. The second reason, and I think this reason stems from the first, is at Bond Wilson, we're really a community. So the teachers, we all care about each other, but we also care a lot about our students, a lot about you all. The clip that you're seeing right now, this is from the Shiprock Fair Parade, and we took our float along with our students to participate in the parade, to be out and about and part of our community, which we care about so much. I hope you'll apply to Bond Wilson, and I hope to see you in the fall of 2020. Thanks for watching.
Thank you, Miss Howard. We appreciate her and all her efforts there. And now we would like to give our principal, Mr. Milo McMinn, a few minutes. He is going to update us on a few things that he thinks important, and we'll turn the time over to him.
Hey guys, thank you for listening through this long presentation. If you made it this far to me, you saved the best for last. I'm just kidding. My teachers are the best in the world, and I'm so lucky to be around such professionals who have years of experience in welding, who are certified culinarianists, who've been overseas in Japan and worked in the industry of construction, and young, talented, homegrown individuals like Ms. Talk, who is our computer science teacher, or Mr. LARIVEE, who's a mad scientist in our robotics lab. One thing I wanted to tell you a little bit about Bond Wilson is our ability to really make and redesign what education should look like. You know, everything we built here, me and Brian, myself, we really worked hard to make education look like the way we think it should be, or the way we wish it would have been in high school. We have fun classes, small class sizes that are engaging and hands-on. As a principal, when I go into a classroom, the most important thing that I want to see is students participating with stuff and creating. You know, as educators, we have the most powerful tool in our pocket right now, which is the internet. And the capacity of the future is your ability to do something with that. Working with groups, getting up in front of the group and speaking to others, and even really just solving problems nationally, worldwide, or even in our local community. All of our programs here, whether it's mechatronics, whether it's culinary arts, construction technology, industrial maintenance operation, welding, all of these programs are high growth, high wage. So we're essential. We're essential in the future, and all these positions and all these jobs are preparing you for high growth and high wage occupations. As you know, in San Juan County, we have a power plant that's closing. Another one of our partners, which is Arizona Public Service, will be closing within the next couple of years, I think 10 to 20 years as well. We partnered with specific industries in the area as well, industries such as Raytheon, Arizona Public Service, North American Coal Vista Fuels, Navajo Transitional Energy Company, and many, many more to really provide you opportunities for the workforce after college or even after high school. You know, I know Mr. Leonard Guillory talked about it, but there are over 1 million welding jobs worldwide in the United States. And there's over 100 jobs just in San Juan County for welders. We want to give you applicable high school learning that you can leave here and be prepared to enter the job force tomorrow, or go into a college and have dual credit availability. Just in one semester, we've offered over 260 college credits to our students. Again, I'd like to mention our classes are fun, they're engaging, they're hands-on. We do field trips, we have technology, we have drone classes, 3D printers, we have a backhoe simulator in our front office, we have industry guest speakers almost once a month. We have industry experiences where we can go to field trips and check out the coal mine. Let's see what happens there. Let's see what happens at Raytheon. I like to say it's Willy Wonka meets Iron Man. You know, they're building weapons of mass destruction in there for our American troops and our American families, but that's built right here in San Juan County. And we have teachers like Norm mentioned, some that have worked with NASA, and we have cooperations with NASA and Navajo Transitional Energy Company to do really cool, innovative things while you're still in high school. You know, when I was a high school student, I didn't know what I wanted to do. And Bond Wilson is an opportunity for you to really experience those things and decide what you want to do. You can come here and be a chef and then say you don't like being a chef and you want to go to computer science. We can push you that way as well. We also offer dual credit classes. So the classes you take here, unlike your high school, all go towards a degree. We have students graduating this year that have accumulated over 30 credit hours in one class, in one pathway, and they're ready to enter the workforce or go on to school already as a sophomore at the college level. Overall, I just wanted to say thank you for spending the time to learn about Bond Wilson. We have a really innovative website called bondwilson.org. We also have social media in Instagram and Facebook. We try to post things every day, so please take a look at that. You can find our application at www.bondwilson.org/apply. It's really pretty short this year due to the coronavirus. Also kind of look out for us in your school. We will be at the school sites working to kind of sign up kids for this next semester. Spots are very limited. As you notice, we have a state-of-the-art welding lab, a state-of-the-art construction lab. We have VR simulators for our welding program. We have a giant kitchen that we just redid. We have an esports lab here, and we have all these industry partners that are really doing a lot of innovative things. So if you want an education where you can get access to the most up-to-date technology in a classroom environment that's fun with great teachers and kids that care about you, just think about Bond Wilson and maybe apply. That's all I really have, Brian. And if you have any questions, you can always reach out to us on our social media platforms and also email us on our website or call us, and I'll give you my number directly. It is 505-598-4581. I look forward to meeting you all, and I hope you all are doing well and staying safe during this closure. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. McMinn. If you could just click over a couple spaces. There you go. Again, he just mentioned it, but if you have any questions at all, email us or visit us at our website. If the schools become open sometime this summer or right before registration starts, we'll be there going full speed, and we'd love to meet you. We'd love to answer any questions you have. We can take you on tours. But until that time, please visit our website. It has all the applications on it. Like Mr. McMinn said, we shortened that and made it something that you can do fairly quickly. That'll give us a little bit overview of who you are so that we can work with getting you into our program. The only thing it takes to be enrolled at Bond Wilson Technical Center is there's just a couple of quick requirements. Number one, you have to be a Central Consolidated student. That means you have to be enrolled at either Shiprock High School, Career Prep High School, Kirtland Central High School, or Newcomb High School. And if you're enrolled in one of those, then we can take you if you are between the ages of sophomore and senior. So if you are a sophomore, junior, or senior, then we could accept you. What you do is you take your core classes still at your base high school. So you would take your math, science, and Englishes at Kirtland Central, and then you would be able to take your electives at Bond Wilson, and you'd still be able to participate in athletics or band or whatever it may be of your interest as a Kirtland Central Bronco, or if you're in Shiprock as a Shiprock Chieftain. So really it just replaces a few of your classes in a day. We bus you back and forth to our campus that's located in Kirtland, but we have Shiprock buses running and we have Kirtland buses running. So just wanted to fill you in on that as well. If you have any other questions, like you said, Mr. McMinn gave you his phone number, and there you see our website, www.bondwilson.org. We'd love to help answer any questions or clarify anything we need. We hope you all stay safe, and we look forward to seeing you in the fall.